What's up, guys? JPRO here from Reflex Bag Workouts, and a little bit of a different format today. I'll tell you why in a sec. But first off, if you're new, welcome to my channel. It's the best place online to get into fighting shape without breaking the bank or your jaw. It's really simple. I only want to cover 3 things in today's video. Number 1, I want to tell you a little bit more about my background, including everything that led up to me walking away from my 6-figure job to start posting free workouts on YouTube. Number 2, I want to tell you a little more about what you can expect from this channel this year, because believe it or not, it's more than just Reflex Bag workouts. And number 3, how you can help. Maybe you've been enjoying the free workouts and you want to support me, support the brand. I'm going to give you some really clear action items that are easy to do and simple to help. Most importantly, after watching this video, you're going to have a better idea of what I'm all about, of what this channel is all about, thus enabling you to get the very most out of all of these workouts and everything else that's going to come this year. If any of that sounds interesting to you, keep it locked right here. We're going to jump right in. Hey, Big Mac's in the house. First time I've ever talked in front of a camera like this. It feels really weird not to have wraps or gloves on, but bear with me. I think we can get through it. I want to talk a little bit about the inspiration for this video. So the channel's been live for a couple months now. I've got a couple workouts up there, and it's been really exciting to see that the page is already growing. Just to know that people are doing the workouts and enjoying it, it's been super exciting to me. I think the most exciting thing has been the comments coming in and just reading the different stories of how people found this page and are getting into the workouts. I mean, it's kind of amazing to me if you think about this huge universe of the internet, fitness, and all the different options out there. The fact that some people have already found my tiny little page and are getting into Reflex Bag workouts has just been really exciting to me. It's also got me curious about the people who've been leaving comments. You know, people from all different walks of life. And it just got me wondering how they found me, how they found Reflex Bags. And it made me think, well, if I'm curious about the people writing in, maybe some people out here are curious to know a little bit more about me. Deep breath. So unlike most boxing trainers, I haven't been a competitive athlete for the last 10 years. I've only been active as an amateur boxer for a little over a year and a half. My background is in sales, of all things. I've been working as a sales leader for a few publicly traded companies in tech here in NYC. And my sales career has been an amazing ride. I've developed a serious passion for sales going all the way back to my first job out of college, where I was basically just cold calling local restaurants, trying to sell them ad space online. And it's funny when I think back to that time, I remember my peers looking around and not really liking the role. Cold calls, I don't really know how long I'm going to be doing this. But for me, I didn't see it like that. I saw it like I was a salesperson, a sales representative for a big company in New York. And that's probably because to me, it was the most sacred thing I had ever earned in my life up to that point. I'm someone who had a difficult childhood growing up. For whatever reason, I was born with a learning disorder, ADHD, and just like this bottled up intensity that was just like really hard to understand and manage. And it just made those early childhood years like really difficult. And I'm sure like a lot of people can relate to that. So by the time I was able to get through that and get to this company, I just saw it as this opportunity to just reinvent myself. And I decided that I was just going to pour everything that I possibly had into this job, into being successful and making a name for myself. And that's exactly what I did. In my first couple months, I was outselling everyone else who I'd started with. And then in the first year, I was breaking records at the company. At 23 years old, I was one of the youngest people there to get promoted into a leadership role where you get to start building a team of your own and managing people underneath you. And if I had loved sales up to that point, becoming a leader just made me flip out. I just loved it because now you're developing friendships and you're working closely with other people and helping them develop and achieve their goals and go on and get promoted. And I just knew at 23 years old, I just felt like the luckiest person in the world because without a doubt, this is what I was going to be doing for the rest of my life. building sales teams, selling millions of dollars, and becoming massively successful until I worked my way up into a VP position. That was the plan. So what could possibly go wrong? Well, COVID happens, and we know all of the devastation that came with COVID and everyone affected. One group that was particularly hit hard by COVID was the restaurant industry. Local businesses in general just devastated, by COVID, and living here in the city, you could just see that just walking around. These restaurant owners, and these are good, hardworking people just doing everything they can to try to survive and keep their business together. And for me personally, that was the first time that it really just kind of hurt my perception of the role. I'd always taken so much pride in being a salesperson. When COVID happened, that really started to change. I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to call restaurants and ask them to buy this product, even though if I believed it was a good product, I just wanted to leave these people alone and let them try to get through this incredibly difficult time. So at this point, two things start happening at the same time. So number one, these feelings of just not wanting to sell to restaurants or training people to sell to restaurants continue to grow and develop. And while that's going on, I'm kind of rededicating myself to my boxing training. I first got into boxing in college, and just as my own kind of personal escape through COVID, I just start more and more getting back into boxing, and it becomes an obsession again. Originally, I started with a heavy bag, but that became problematic because I live in an apartment in the city. There's just a ton of noise and banging. There's not really enough room to use the bag. I started getting calls from my landlord that the apartment underneath me, the paintings were falling off the walls. I started looking around for alternatives, and I discovered this thing called the Reflex Bag. If I thought at this point I was obsessed with boxing, then the Reflex Bag blew it into the freaking stratosphere. So one thing that you should know about me is that I'm a super deep person. I'm a super passionate person. I'm someone who has to be doing what I love, or at least contributing to a problem that I want to solve. And at that point, it just became more and more clear that the world had changed because of this pandemic, and that also changed the role and the love that I had for that role, and it just wasn't meant to be anymore. And this is really where JPRO jabs and Reflex Bag workouts were born. So what does all this mean for you? You might be thinking. Well, the first thing is that you're getting free Reflex Bag workouts once a week for the rest of this year. Obviously, I'm in a position to teach boxing. I'm active as an amateur boxer. And not only that, but you're getting the coaching of someone who has spent nearly the last 10 years managing over 100 people, helping people grow, develop, become the best version of themselves, to feel happy and be successful. And I learned that all of these things that we learn and developed in sales apply to fitness, wellness, and just everyday happiness. Being resilient and strong, finding confidence and balance, and just feeling good about yourself every day. Like you can take on anything, overcome rejection. The list goes on and on and on. So if we're going down the list of what you can expect from this page this year, number one, it's the workouts. Number two is that this channel is going to be a fitness and a wellness resource, so that people can feel, everyone coming here, we're all here for different reasons, we can feel stronger, happier, more self-confident, resilient, really that we can just be the best version of ourselves and feel like we can win the ultimate fight, which is just the fight to wake up and tackle the day and all of the things that we need to get done. So that's the abstract, but to get specific, you can expect free weekly workouts. You can expect things like overall general fitness, wellness tips, product reviews. You can bet I've tried every single Reflex Bag on the market. I've tried every type of boxing shoe. I get training tips. This is going to be a resource for anyone who's boxing from home or getting into shape from home or needs a change in their routine. It's going to be a one-stop shop for that. and overall just coaching from someone who has spent the last decade really mastering the art of feeling good inside, of loving yourself and feeling strong and motivated and like you can just go and take down anything. And finally, how can you help? So maybe you've been enjoying the free workouts and you want to support me, help the brand grow. There's some really easy things that you can do on your end to help out. So number one, liking the videos, commenting on the videos, subscribing to the channel. Those are the really easy things that can help me a lot. And listen, before I became a creator or got into any of this, I realized just kind of watching YouTube videos that everyone says so much, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. It's like it becomes numb to you. But now I really realize just how much that helps, not only the growth of the channel, but just for me personally. When I read those comments, that is my inspiration to keep going and to want to do more. Because, obviously taking the leap to being an entrepreneur is a little scary at times. It's a little lonely in this gym filming workouts at times. But when I read those comments and I know someone found this page, someone got and did a workout, it just means the world to me. And it really helps out a lot, those little things. And it's also worth mentioning that, I really want to build a community. It's an exciting opportunity because we're building the world's first fitness and wellness program around the Reflex Bag. We know that it's the best tool for boxing development, for at-home fitness, all of the different things you can do with it. And we're building the first ever program, and I want you to help me do it. So I love the people who comment and say, hey, it was great, love that. But I want a connection. I want to hear from you. I want to develop dialogue. What specifically did you like about the workout? I want to hear your story. I want to hear what your goals are. I want to connect with you, and we can build this thing out together. And obviously just spreading the word, telling your friends about the page. If you ever post footage of you working out, tag me on Instagram at JPRO Jabs. Spread the word, like, comment, subscribe, and keep in touch. And let's go and let's do this thing together. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see where this brand goes and the impact that we'll have together. So thank you for taking the time to get to know me a little bit better. I hope to hear from you soon. And best believe we'll have another workout dropping in just a couple days. Ish, 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 ish.